back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing a different type of video. Actually, if you couldn't tell by the title, I'm going to be doing a what's in my bag video. Now, usually these videos are filmed at the beginning or the end of the school year, but in my case, it is the end of the school year because of the virus. So let's just get into it right away. So the first things first, this is my bag. It's kind of like heavy. There's a lot of stuff in this thing. I really like the design on it, by the way. Like, I still like this design, even though it's pretty much the end of the year. It's May anyway, so there's only be a month left of school. So the virus was also part of the fact that school ended a bit early, but still, here's my little bag. So I think we're gonna start with the little pockets right here. So let's do it. So in here we have index cards, basically. I'm just gonna put everything back in the bag to keep it cleaner, I guess, just not to make a mess. But we have index cards, and here's the last thing we have. Oh, we have whiteout. I bought this like recently too. If you can't tell, it's pretty brand new. Like, it's really bright where I am, but it's pretty much a brand new bottle of whiteout, and I think I used it a good 2 times before school shut down. So yeah, that's pretty great, just awesome, honestly. Next we have this second, so this bag has 4 pockets, 1, 2, there's one right here, and there's another one in the bottom in the middle of that. So it's really heavy, actually, this bag, surprisingly. I didn't think it was gonna be. But I used this bag to get everything out of my school, which is funny because I only got through 2 or 3 binders, 2 binders, I believe. Whatever's in this bag is all the things I got out of my locker, because we didn't think it was shutting down the week it did. And so that weekend we got an announcement, all of our stuff is still at our school, because they never told us when to grab it. Or maybe they didn't, I just don't know. But in here we have 2 pencils, 2 mechanical of my favorite pencils, because they actually have erasers left on them. I have a hairbrush for those crazy days, which I'm kind of having a crazy day today. I also was just outside and it's super windy where I am, but still. We have a calculator and some chapstick, EOS bar chapstick, whatever, and some wires, pretty knotted somehow. I use those when I forget my AirPods usually, so sometimes I just run out the door and I'll be like, oh shoot, my AirPods, and then my boss will just be like, well, we're leaving. So I use those to get everything situated. I also use those for school, but those ones are the different ones. I actually took those ones. I used to have the wires that plug into the computer, but I took those out of the bag for many reasons, including the fact that I just did not want them to be in there because I never really use them. So this is this pocket. It's my third pocket going into it, but second biggest pocket. And we have just this in here. This is just a pencil bag. It's pretty big, actually. And the thing I like about this bag is it's really big, which I pretty much wanted in a bag, and that's the only thing I wanted in a bag. So let me reach down there. This pocket actually goes on for everything. And our last pocket. This is honestly going by really quickly. But this last pocket is the most full pocket. It's the biggest pocket. It's everything. So can't tell. There's a ton of stuff in there. Ton. So let me start with the computers, or the computer, and this little thing, and this computer pocket. The case. Our school gave these cases to 7th graders only, honestly, because of the fact that 7th graders take home computers. I think half of the school took theirs off, honestly, and I was one of those people because I was just I'm sick of this case. It's so bulky. I kind of took this off, I think, after Corona, and I just put my computer back in my bag because it's obviously not like it wasn't in my bag the entire time. I'm doing work, I promise. But this is where I usually kept it. Then computer, just basic, pretty simple. Then we have the binders. There's actually only 2 in here. So we have this binder. It's my French binder. It got pretty much destroyed throughout the school year, so I'm gonna need a new one of those next year. Then we have our second binder, our last binder too. Social, you can't see that, but it says social studies with a little thing on the back of it, or I mean on the front of it. I think that was for like a project. He gave that to us if like we won a coin flip. We got like 5%, like we got 5 points on a test, like extra. I think I got 100 on that test, so I think I got 105 or 103 or something like that, around that area, which was pretty good. Just a home folder of actual work. So this work, I did not do these 3 things, or 2 things, 3 things. I didn't do these before like Corona ended, so as soon as I found out that we were going to have Corona-tation, I was just like, oh, I'm not doing this. I immediately was just like, I'm not doing this. So I didn't do it, and I still haven't done it to this day because they obviously can't take it, and we didn't hand it in. And so these just got like kind of skipped because we had a week off, so there was no point in them having us turn this in through the emails or whatever because we got a week off and they were about to start a whole brand new curriculum type way of doing this work. So after the home folder, there is just a notebook. This one's not actually classified as any like subject or whatever. This is just a random notebook I use because you didn't need a notebook in any of my classes. This is just a notebook, or except, well, you needed it for math, but this is just a notebook I kind of use for everything, mostly math, but I almost use this like for every single subject. And if I like need extra paper, well, I have that in my home folder, but if I need some like paper to write on, like, or like note type thing, note takers right here. So that's what I use this for, and honestly, I don't think I use this. I use this like 3 times. There's stuff like 3 pages used in this entire book, so don't think it was I think it was pretty pointless. Book. This is the last item in this entire bag, actually, which is a book. This is actually from my teacher's like classroom. If you can't see, it says her name on there. It's from my teacher's classroom, which is funny because I never really thought, like, I did not think that I was going to be like keeping this, but I'm keeping this for weeks now. Usually if you could like take out books, but she would like read off your name if she didn't see that a book was back in its spot. One time I lost a book and I was like, shoot, what do I do? So I literally just said that I put it back and had the sub sign for it at the time. But then I found it and put it actually back, so it was fine. What happened was I put it back and I just didn't get it signed for. I think it was like the day that the sub told me that she didn't want me signed for it. I put it back and then someone else took it out, so it wasn't there. And she just didn't look at that part, didn't look where someone else took it out, like didn't look. Actually my friend took it out and she didn't look at that. She didn't see that my friend took it out. So everyone was like, she was like, you still have it? And I was like, no, I don't. But then I looked in it and I was like, oh, like my friend took it out. So yeah, because I think that point, I think it was a different book that I did the sub signing thing. I think it was that book that the sub refused to sign for it. One of these mean, like old mean subs, like refused to sign for this book. She was like, no, I'm not going to sign for it. Saying how she's not going to sign for it and she's going to wait for the teacher, blah, 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 to sign for it. I was like, are you kidding me? And then the last and final thing that's usually in this bag is the book I'm reading right now from my teacher's lovely library. But it's The Saturday Boys and I'm reading it. I kind of don't like it, but whatever, I'm reading it just for the fact that I have a reading log, because she still makes us do that even though we're on quarantine. But yeah, that's the last thing that's usually in my bag. I'm leaving it on my desk so I actually remember to read it, because I don't remember to read these things, because I don't like it. But yeah, that's actually the only thing, the last thing in my bag, and that's all that's in my bag, really, which is pretty surprising. This bag is huge and pretty heavy, but I knew there wasn't that much in this bag, only because of the fact that it's a really big bag for like the stuff that I put in it. But I think I'm gonna probably keep this bag for another 2 years, because I switched this bag halfway through the year. I used to have this like pink Adidas one, really cute actually, but I used to have it and I was just like, it's not big enough. It wasn't like, it was way too small, okay? I promise you, it was way too small. Everyone like was like, your bag is so small compared to mine. I was like, I know, and half my stuff didn't even fit in it, and like people would carry around binders in their backpack so they wouldn't have to put it, like, cause from my class, I had to go to my locker to bring like a binder for my next class, cause so my class schedule was really weird. I had FACS, which is like near like the 5th grade hallway, which is like really far away from our lunchroom. So I had FACS, and then I had to go to my locker, and then I had social studies, which is like, I went to my locker, grabbed my social studies binder, went to lunch, and then went to social studies. So when social studies is on the way to from the lunchroom to, so it goes lunchroom and then social studies, like a couple 8th grade classrooms and 9th grade classrooms, because it's actually in the 9th grade academy that the lunchroom is. So we went through the 9th grade academy to some of the 8th grade classroom areas, and like literally like a couple, like I want to say 3 rooms of 8th grade classes maybe, and then I went to my social studies classroom. So it was pretty weird, because the 2 classes I had after lunch were social studies and science, and they were literally across the hall from each other. So whenever I went to social studies, what I did was I just went there, and then I had my binder, but half the time I remember a couple times I literally left my binder in the lunchroom. So I left it like sometimes in the lunchroom. My neighbor's out. I left it sometimes at the lunchroom, and I also left it at the at my locker half the time. So it was really annoying, because I never actually had the way like I couldn't put my binders in my bag. So I was always just like, no, like I was so annoyed because I didn't know what I was gonna do. Okay guys, that's gonna end off today's video. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe if you like the video. Thank you guys so much for watching to this point. Stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy the rest of your quarantine, summer, whatever you're on right now. Peace.